There's no chance of you ever being able to live a soft life if you don't know how to properly use your masculine energy. Now, this is one of the biggest mistakes that I see of women following dating and relationship content online, because there's all this talk about feminine energy, which is, of course, important. But at the same time, we have both. We have both masculine energy and feminine energy, and it is important to understand the balance between these two. So when it comes to using your masculine energy, you have to keep in mind that masculine energy is a container for the feminine. So when women are talking about they want to live a soft life, they want to live in the present. They want to live without worry. They want to be cherished, loved, taken care of, all of that, and not have to be stressing out about bills and careers and all of that, which is all fine and good. But in order to get that life, you have to have some containers set up, right? Whether you provide that for yourself or whether you are looking for a relationship to provide that. So when it comes to having these masculine containers in your life so that you can live at your most feminine and your most present, these are things like having boundaries, establishing them, and actually holding to them when you get in relationships. Because way too many women do this. They will say, oh, I won't tolerate disrespect. I expect someone to do this and do that. And if not, then this is how I'm going to respond. And then they get into relationships and they flood my DMs with, well, he's treating me like trash, but he treated me so well in the beginning, so maybe I should stay. And then I have to explain that no, that is love bombing. And that is also you not upholding your boundaries. Or, I set these boundaries and said that I wouldn't tolerate these behaviors, but he has trauma, he has mental illness, he has ADHD. What the hell do those things have to do with you? Like, just being real. Because don't get me wrong, it is one thing to have compassion for people's past. You absolutely should, right? But that doesn't mean that they get to drag you to hell in exchange, right? So if someone has past traumas that they're still dealing with and everything, this person is a grown adult. At least I hope you are dating a grown adult and you are not a pedophile. But assuming that you are dating a grown adult, it is one thing if you have someone who is self-aware and this person can say, yes, I admit that I'm dealing with these issues and this is what I'm doing to heal those issues. They are on their own volition, going to get therapy, counseling, doing all the work to healing, and you are actually seeing the progress. They're not just BSing. But staying in a miserable relationship and again allowing someone to drag you to hell for years and years on end and using their trauma as an excuse, that is not you setting a boundary. And that is very, very weak, unbalanced masculine energy in a woman. Another thing is setting up the containers for if you are single to be meeting someone. When I'm working with my clients and they're saying, oh, I want to meet a man and I'm having difficulty with that, then that means, okay, maybe you have no containers. You haven't been getting out at all. And we have to get past the fact that you are not a Disney princess. Prince Charming is not going to break into your home and come rescue you. So what are those containers for you to meet someone? Are we going to do online dating? If so, what apps and what websites? If we are going to get you out places, then we need to talk about how often you need to be going out. What goals are you going to set? What types of places are you going to go? If you're trying these places and you're not having a lot of luck, what is your strategy to change that? What are some alternative places that you're going to be trying, or alternative hobbies that you're going to get involved in this pursuit of meeting the right person? These are masculine containers that you set in place. Another masculine container is being in alignment with what you say your values are. So if you value peace, for example, you just don't tolerate someone who's unstable, who's chaotic, who isn't dependable. Not that I want to give men too much credit, but one thing I can say is that when you look at men in relationships, when they no longer feel respected, they leave. They don't, spend forever and a day justifying why to stay in a relationship. As a woman, that is an example of you being in your proper masculine energy and knowing that if you want to have flow, if you want to have peace, if you want to be present in the moment, you cannot allow yourself to be in relationships where instead of being loved, being taken care of, and enjoying that moment, you're constantly worried about when the shoe's going to drop. When's the next time he's going to get angry? When he's going to go off on you? Is he cheating? All of these things. So that means that anytime something disturbs your peace, and again, as women, women's intuition is a thing, our discernment is a thing. When you get that feeling that something is off, you need to trust that.